All right, so have a good friend, Mike Squires. He started doing a little bit of coyote trapping this year after Christmas. First year trapping coyotes, and I seen he posted on Facebook a picture of a coyote in the trap. And I commented on it. I said, "Man, Mike, that's great. Congratulations on your first trapped coyote." And I said, "Man, I'd like to learn how to do that sometime." And Mike messaged me back and he says, "Hey, I got 3 extra traps that I'm not using. If you like, I'll come down and teach you how to set them and give you some stuff to touch up the dirt when need be, and you can check them and whatnot, and I'll come along on the weekend and we can refresh them, and you can just report to me any activity that's going on." I said, "That sounds great." So Mike come out and showed us how to set the traps. Me and Taylor went along with him, and we checked traps every day. We ended up catching a couple of raccoons that just happened to get themselves into the trap. We wasn't targeting raccoons, but we was really hoping to get a coyote because we had a lot of coyote pictures on the trail cameras that we had out all fall. And I told Mike that there was quite a bit of coyotes here because of all the pictures that we got. Matter of fact, we had a picture of a coyote with a fawn in its mouth on trail camera in the spring. So they're getting to be a nuisance. So anyhow, we all season, well, we had Mike's 3 traps for about 3 weeks. It was getting down to the end of the season, and matter of fact, it was going into the last day of trapping season, and I'm coming down from the house, going to go to the butcher shop to do some work. And as I'm coming down the road, I'm looking out into the clover field, and I'm looking and I see something out in the clover field. And I'm thinking, there's something out there in the field, and then it dawns on me. I says, "Well, that's by where I have that trap set." And then I see it start jumping up in the air, and I'm like, "Holy smokes, that's something in the trap." So I grabbed my binoculars and looked, and sure enough, it was a coyote. So I called Taylor, told him we had a coyote in the trap, and he was getting in his camera and getting out of bed and coming. And I called Mike, and he was just getting ready to leave for work, and he said he was coming. So when Mike got there, me, Taylor, and Mike, we headed out across the clover field on the side by side. He had one night before last. I come down the road and I'm like, "There's something out in the field. That's what I trap." And then I'm like, "It's a coyote, there's one in it." Get a picture of it too. We look up and we see our neighbor George coming up the road, and he's looking at like what we're doing, and then he sees the coyote in the trap, and he pulls off the road and starts walking down through the woods to the field. He's coming up to see the coyote also. He had one night. Safety's on, Mike, and there's one in it.
You put it on video first.
I'm telling you.
He just started this year, and that's 5 since Christmas for him.
Is that right? Boy, that's tremendous.
Okay. Yep. He says you shoot him.
I shot her in the lungs and she fell over and then just like right out of her mouth. How you doing, buddy?
Good for you, man.
This is Mike. Mike, George.
Nice to meet you.
Did you see this when we was coming across the field, or?
Yeah. Well, I seen you guys. I said, boy, something's going on here. And as soon as I come up here, I saw that. I said, wow.
Another one. Yeah. This one here I got down at McCracken's. Across the road from my house.
Yeah.
And with all the coyotes on down there, that's the only one I caught. And this was actually my first coyote.
I'll be damned.
Then I got this red and a coon here one morning.
Terrific.
We finally got the job done, buddy. Nothing like waiting until the last day of the season. 1 day to go. We're going to get this remade and hopefully get another dog tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it was one of the highlights of the year for me, was getting the coyote in the trap and learning a lot from Mike. I want to really thank Mike for everything he taught me and helping me get prepared for next year, because I'm going to have several traps out next year. And just to give Mike a congratulations on his first year of trapping for coyote. He caught 5 this year, so good job, Mike, and keep it up. And again, thanks for all your help.